Hello, YouTube friends. Today is Wednesday, April 20th, and I'm just gonna clean up my sewing room because I have a mess up here. Got to get this fabric put away. So yeah, I'm gonna press some fabric, and I'm gonna cut some fabric, and I'm gonna put some fabric away. So I thought I'd just come up here and go live and see if anybody wanted to join me for a little while. Hi Donna, how are you doing? Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, I can't see. Of course I can't see. Pardon me. Okay. Hi Netta, how are you today? Hi Vivian. Hi Laura. Hi Faith, how are you? Hello Doreen. Hi Nancy. Hi Kathy. You have a nice sunny day. Oh, lucky you. Hi Tammy. Hi Kay. How are you doing? How's everybody doing? That's the question. I got to roll this one back up. Okay, so hi Cindy. I'm feeling a lot better today. The last few days I haven't been feeling good at all, and so what's today? Wednesday? Yeah. After Sunday live, yeah, pretty much just been sleeping. I think it was like I was getting a cold. I had this tickle in my nose, and it just kept making me sneeze. So I didn't know if I was catching a cold or what, maybe allergies or something. But that spot in my nose just, kept tickling and stuff. It was just driving me crazy, and God, I was just sneezing like terrible, terrible. And but I was really tired. It was like I was on the verge of having a cold or maybe a sinus infection, maybe. I don't know. I just took a bunch of pills and rested. So I have a mess up here yet. I'll just sit down for a minute until I get done saying hi to everybody. And then I'll stand back up and put this stuff away. Hi Tammy. Hello. I said hello to Kay. Hi Cindy. Kay is dreary, rainy, cold day. Yeah. Faith spent the day in Indianapolis with her hubby. How's your hubby doing, Faith? 90 degrees, Tammy? Oh my goodness. Hi, Brenda. Hello, Wendy. Hi, Marla. Hello, Sandra. Oh, good. I'm glad he's good, Faith. Our continued prayers. Hi, Dayla. How are you doing? It was really beautiful here this morning. One of the best days we've had in a while. It still looks not too bad out there, but the wind is starting to blow and it's starting to get a little colder. But this morning, I had a bunch of apples that had bad spots, bad apples, and carrots. So I went and fed the horses next door, my neighbor's horses. I don't know how many they have, like close to 10 probably. Some in one field and a bunch in the other field. So, and I don't know their horses very well, so I don't hold my hand out there with the apple. Plus, I cut all the apples in half, and then I just threw them out there. And then I just threw carrots out there. I mean, they eat off the ground all the time, so it wasn't going to hurt them. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Gladys. Hello, Patty. Netta has been pouring down rain all day. Ew. So yeah, so that was nice. And then I did little bit of ditch work. I wouldn't really call it that. The snow is starting to melt, and I just went around with the shovel and made sure there wasn't any obstructions in the little ditches that we have. It's nothing really strenuous or anything like that. But I used to do, quite a few years ago, I was a land manager for a 10,000 acre ranch over in Oregon. And I would help out with the irrigation on some of the pastures and fields and stuff. And I actually really enjoyed it. You know, you get outside and you walk the ditches, and your dog can go with you, and you just put in these tarps and get water going. And it was very rewarding, actually. It was probably one of my favorite jobs that I have had outside. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. I loved seeing the field or whatever, you know, get greened from my efforts. But in the summertime, I'd have to get up really early. Like, I'd get up before the sun came up, and I'd head out to the ranch before it got too hot. So I would be done irrigating like by 8 or 9 o'clock. Otherwise, it just was too hot, you know. I always had a cowboy hat on. I have a pink cowboy hat. That's what I would wear, my pink cowboy hat. And then I always wore long sleeve shirts that were really light, because I didn't want to get sunburnt, you know. But yeah, it was fun. Anyhow, so what are you guys up to today? So when I'm out there fixing my little ditches, it kind of reminds me of that. Hi, Laura. Or Lori, sorry. Hi, Nancy. So I'm going to put all this tulip pink fabric back in my basket here and just kind of get it out of the way. It's still separated out, so I'm just going to put some stuff away. I haven't gotten my sew sampler box yet, but it looks like it's on the way. And I did notice that I don't have to put the ribbons on. Some people are posting already. So I'm going to put them in this way so that I can just grab them as I want them. And I'm not sure when I'm going to start cutting that up, but pretty quick. I'd like to get a little further on my daydream quilt. Get that to where it's almost done before I start on this spool quilt. But we did determine the other day that I have enough tulip pink fabric to make all of the spools that I want, plus more. Some are extra, so I'll have a pile of extras in case I want to do more spools. And then I have the pile of solids that I can use for the spool itself if I want to. That's my extras. And I'm going to keep all my tags and my ribbons just because I like to. And then I got to roll this jelly roll back up. The fabric that came with the kit this stuff. I'm just going to save. It might be borders. I don't know. Haven't decided yet. This was the fabric they gave me for the background fabric. But I'm not going to use that for background. I feel like that's too busy. I don't know. I might use it for borders or something like that. So I'll just keep it all together, you know. Along with this here. This is part of a layer cake. And I already picked the pieces out that I want for that. So I'll just put everything in there like that. And then I'm thinking about doing this pattern too, the little birds, along with the spool. I'm going to do this spool kit. And it's from freespiritsfabric.com. So you can go check that out if you want to do this one with me, or there's a lot of other free ones out there. Okay, so this one, I'm going to slide it back here out of the way so I can still get to it when I'm ready. And this must have been what the rubber band was for. Oh, telephone. Sorry about the phone, guys. Hold on. I always forget to do that. And it's always just a phone solicitor, you know. This one, this jelly roll can go back on the shelf. You guys can't really even see what I'm doing, can you? Okay. All right. Let's see where I was at. Hi, Ellen. I think I missed a lot. Oh, Tammy's Sew Sampler box just came. Awesome. Do you like it? Yeah. I think I'll leave this over here. It's a little turning cutting mat that I got from Sew Sampler. I might need it, so I'll keep it over here for now. Let's see, Nancy. I've been dealing with a new puppy, and she's such a handful. I'm sure. New puppies usually are. Hi, Nancy. Guess. How are you? Okay. All that. Vivian got her Sew Sampler box today. Do you like it? Lori is getting dinner together. Her Sew Sampler hasn't arrived yet. Hi, Carissa. Oh, no. Kay says, I wanted to take a nap, but the dog said no. Yeah, they do that sometime. I think mine is ready to take a nap. She went for a nice long walk, and then she was outside with me playing in the ditches, and I threw the ball for her. Plus, I went around the yard and picked up you-know-what, and so she's ready for a nap. She's crashed over there by the door. Hi, Nancy L. How are you doing? A mini dash hound, 8 weeks old. Those are so cute, Nancy. Awesome. Hi, Ellen. How are you today? Brenda, I had sorted my scraps by color into bags. They were piled up on my cutting table. I'm pressing them and cutting them for her scrappy system. Cool. What am I making? I was late. I'm just putting stuff away, and I'm going to iron. And as soon as I'm going to iron some of the parts from the Daydreams quilt from the last Sew Sampler box. I've been doing a little pressing downstairs, but that's just a little iron, and I want to use the big iron. So, and then I was putting all my Tula Pink away until I'm ready to cut that. I have it all sorted, so. Okay. Hi, Vicki. Yes, happy anniversary to Diane and Tom. That's awesome. Hello, Susan. Hi, Sue. How are you doing? Hi, Courtney. How are you doing? Oh, you're probably at your retreat thing, aren't you? Cindy said she's cleaning up her sewing room. She doesn't want to sew because it'll get messy again. I know there's always that, isn't there? That's a bad thing for me about having too many projects. That's why I just try to put them in the tote and they go back into the project closet. Vivian said yes, she does like her Sew Sampler box. It's nice. Awesome. Patty wants to know what scrap system from Brenda. She didn't get the memo. I think everybody has their own scrap system. Mine is simple. All the colors stay together and then they get put in a drawer by color. They have their own drawer. And then if I need a certain size, I just can, and color, I just go over there until I find one. I don't cut anything up. I hate sitting there cutting up scraps, you know, like into 2.5-inch squares or 3.5 or 4.5 or 5. That's not me at all. I have a hard enough time cutting up the fabric for the project. But everybody else wants to know about your scrap system, Brenda. Kay said she saw the Sew Sampler, but she didn't really like the fabric. It's not her jam. Okay. Well, that kind of tells me something. You like my system, Mary? How is Mary doing today? Yeah, so I just figure when I want the scraps, if I want to do something scrappy. Okay, so first of all, let me say that I try and use all of the fabric. If I'm using a line, let's say I'm using a layer cake, and I have a certain pattern, I try and use all that layer cake for that pattern, whether it's the front and the back, or just all the front, you know. I'll try and use whatever's left over from piecing the top and put it in the backing, or make a pillow to go with the quilt. You know, either a pillowcase, depends on how much fabric you have left over. So a pillowcase or just a throw pillow, you know, that will match the quilt. And that's how I get rid of my scraps, or I try to, mostly. But before I started doing that, I accumulated scraps. So all of those scraps I just put in drawers, and I think I had a video on that, but so I have, you know, green, blue, red, yellow, that kind of thing. And so I figured I'm just going to leave them like it is, and that way I'm not limited to just making something with 3-inch squares or 5-inch squares or whatever. I'll have pieces, and I like to do applique sometimes, so the nice thing about having that is I can just, if I need a piece of red, I can go over there and get a red for my applique. So Wendy said that's what she does. I'm guessing she tries to use up all her fabric. Wendy said, my scraps typically end up in the trash. Mine don't. Not so much. Although I do save some of the scraps for or I used to, for like dog beds and stuff like that, or pillow stuffing, you know. But I haven't been doing that. And the scraps that do go in the garbage are pretty small. I don't really save anything like under an inch or an inch and a half. It depends on what kind of mood I'm in too. So there's that. Oh, that's a good idea. Wendy said if it's big enough, she makes catnip bags for her cat. That's an idea. Or you can make a mug rug. You know, I don't know about you guys, but I change the quilts out. So having a coordinating pillow or like coasters on the nightstand or little mug rugs, you know what? Try to think of something you can use those scraps up to decorate the bedroom that go with your quilt. Maybe a wall hanging, you know. I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do to eliminate as much as possible of having scraps. Now, some people love to have scraps. I'm just really not that one of them. I don't mind a little bit, you know what I mean, but not a lot. So yeah, every quilt gets a pillow. Yeah. Faith wants to know how you make a catnip bag. I would say probably just like you would like a little pillow deal and stuff it with catnip. Hi Terry, how are you doing? So I'm going to iron and we can visit. Oh, gotta have this over there. And then I saved these little things. Just, you never know, you might need them. Well, I bet you a lot of people would want you to save their scraps for them, Wendy. Oh, you did? Lori just got a delivery from the hubby. I have to open it. I'll leave the channel running. Ooh, I can't wait to hear what it is. Hi, Miss Morton. How are you doing? Oh, that's a good idea. I like runners to go on the cedar chest at the end of the bed. Wendy, we grow catnip for our cat, so I just sew a small square and fill it with catnip and cut up batting. There you go. Marla, I put a little polyfill and a couple of bells and catnip in the bags. Oh, that's a good idea. At my other house, we used to grow catnip. If I ever wanted to find the cat, I would just go outside. He'd be sleeping next to the catnip bush. Hi, Tiffany. How are you doing? I'm sorry, Terry. Yeah, that's a lot of... I feel for you, honey. And front door hangings. There you go. That would be cute, too, in your bedroom. Yes, cats definitely eat catnip. That's why they call it that. It kind of makes them like stoned. Yeah, it is too much. I know. I know, Terry. Been there, honey. I had my older sister, her name was Tracy, and she passed away when I was 18. She was 20. So that was really tough. And then um my brother, my younger brother passed away. And that's been like 14 years ago. He was 49 when he passed. He had a heart attack. So I have two brothers, or one brother and one sister left. So I'm happy. I'm happy for them. They're the two youngest too. I'm the oldest now. Okay, let's see how I'm doing on this. Here's my piles. I'm going to do a little bit of pressing. Once again, this is the Daydreams quilt pattern from the Sew Sampler box, from the January box, it says. So, um, and I got a few of the blocks done. That one. I got 3 totally put together. But I went ahead and decided, because I have the amount of seams in here, to press these two together, open. The rest of them are pressed to the side. So because of that, I just want to use my big iron and flatten them really good. And I'm going to put my my press on there. I'm going to give them a good press. I'm not going to iron. I'm going to press. And just a little bit of steam. And then I'll put this on there. Use my big one. That'll be good. Yay. Thank you, Nancy. Yeah. Can you go for a walk, Terry? I know you're tired, but like, is there a good place you can walk, get some fresh air, and um, you know, see grass and trees, and that always helped me. I go hug a tree. And that made it much flatter. I don't know if you can tell, but much flatter now. And I didn't use any starch this time because I starched the fabric beforehand. So I can still smell the starch in there, in the fabric, when I'm doing this. So I think it has plenty in it. And I'm not using any steam either. So that one looks good too. Yeah, this is going to be pretty. I'll be glad when I get it done. So all these need to be pressed. Then I can sew them. This is the step right before they turn into a block. Yeah, I think they turned out to be pretty blocks. And I wasn't too sure about the background fabric I picked, but I think it'll be all right. And from far away, what color does it look? This looks white to me. But it's not. It's pink. Very light pink with little pink leaves in it, and almost is kind of lacy. And I don't know if you can see it or not. There. Can you see that? But from, from way off, it just looks kind of light pink or even just white. So I think it's fine. I wasn't sure what I was going to do with that. That was some yardage I got from So Yeah. And it looked so much different when they were holding it. And when I got it, I was like, I didn't order this, And so I had to go back and watch the video, and sure enough, I did order it. So I thought, well, what am I going to do with that? Because that was not something normally I would get, but I think it's going to turn out fine for this project. Oh, you can see it now? Okay, great. It does look white. It is pretty. Oh, let's see. I want to see what Lori said. If I can find it. Oh my goodness. Hubby sent a 800 embroidery machine. Guess I'm learning something new. Awesome. Lucky girl. What a nice gift. Tiffany says Thumper don't like catnip. He just walks away. Huh. I'll be darned. He used to have toys with it. Never played with them. So we gave them to someone with a cat that likes it. Huh. My cat loved it. They said we had a cat years ago that did backflips when he got catnip. Tiffany is okay. Tired today, but beating it by loading the long arm and trying to quilt a new motif. Oh, did those ones I sent you help at all? I probably should have enlarged them and sent them on the computer through the email. Okay, let's see. Hey, Heather, how are you doing? Check out the YouTube channel, Sip and Stitch with Carly Bell. I'll check it out. I'll write it down. Sip and stitch. Sip and stitch. With Carly Bell. Is she a quilter? Hi, Colleen. How are you doing? Oh, now you have to, Laura says she's got to find room for it now. Yeah, that's always the problem, huh? You know, my Viking, one of the reasons why I bought my Viking and spent so much darn money on it was because it had a nice embroidery system on it, and I haven't used it yet. And I've had that darn thing for at least 4 years now. That's okay, Tiffany. No big deal. Oh, okay. Tiffany said it did help, the pictures I sent her. Okay, everybody's just saying hi. So back to what I was doing. I think what I'm going to do, so I'll move this right there. And this is a ironing board pad that I made. So I can just iron right here. I don't have to move over there. I'll just move all this stuff out of my way. So these I still need to sew up. And here's all my those. So I figure as soon as I get all those units sewed, then I'll go ahead and start cutting fabric for the next project. In the meantime, let's see. There. That'll work. I need to change the cover on this ironing board really bad. I thought about doing that today. There's that. So I'm just gonna press one seam going one way and the other going a different way, and then I can sew them. I need me an Iron Man. Oh, okay. Dela says not Dela, but Zip and Stitch. She does tutorials on embroidery using different machines every other week. And she's giving quilting a go. Awesome. I'll go check her out. And maybe I'll look and see if she has any on the Viking. She probably does. And I could check with the quilt shop that I got the machine from and see if they have any classes and go in and take a class. Yeah, we all need an Iron Man. Tiffany is lucky. I don't think I can get my husband to iron. Although he was watching me put some of these blocks together, And he came over. It was when they were still all in little parts, and I was drawing the line from corner to corner. And he's like, looks at me. He's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I have to draw a line on 200 and whatever it was of these squares, corner to corner." I said, "You want to help?" And he just kind of went, you know. And then about 5 minutes later, he comes back and goes, "I'll help you." I said, "Okay, where are you going to sit?" He goes, I'll just sit over here in my recliner." I said, "That's not going to work." Maybe if I'd given him this board, you know. I said, "You can't just do it on your knee. Sorry." I thought he'd, go over to the table or something. I saw the email, Colleen. That was really cool. I haven't emailed you back yet, obviously. Colleen made one of the rice bag clapper. There was another person that made one too. She put the picture in the Facebook group. I can't remember who it was now. Hi, Stir. How you doing? Thank you. She likes my ironing board. Yeah, when I had all of this on the other table, this is what I always used. And I could move it easily and all that. Worked out great. It's just a board. And it's duct taped in the back. There's nothing special about it at all. And this was just some fabric I had. It's not even iron board fabric, but I did put down a layer of that Insulbright. So that's all it has. A layer of Insulbright and then this fabric over the top, and then I just taped it. It works. It's always good to celebrate small victories, Colleen. Hi, Dawn. How are you doing? I have lots of different tapes. Duct tape, painter's tape, masking tape, scotch tape. I mean, I have a thing that hangs on the back of the door that you put your shoes in. That's not what I use it for. I use it for all, tape and all different kinds of stuff. It's like having a drawer, only better because you can see everything that's in it. It's pretty handy. And they're not that expensive for storage. And it's a great way to use the back of the door. Oh, that'll work too. Stir said, "I did something like yours on a small table tray I keep at the side of my machine." I thought about like gluing a cutting mat on the back side, but I decided not to. Because downstairs in my sewing area down there, I have this on the right side of the sewing machine, And then on the left side of the sewing machine, I have my cutting mat, and that works well for me down there. So Brenda has a TV tray ironing board also. I just have one of those little, it's kind of like a card table, you know, to fold up legs, but it's long. It's like 3 foot, I think, about 3 foot, yeah, by about 1.5 foot or maybe 2 feet, 2 feet wide downstairs. And then I have my sewing machine. It's behind the couch, so I can sit down there, watch TV on the big screen, and visit with the hubby. I seem to get a lot more sewing done down there than I do up here, actually. So I just get everything prepped up here, and then I take it down there and sew. Okay, tell the hubby I said hi. Colleen's gonna lurk. Whoops. I'm going to go back up and see what I missed. I think Scott enjoys it too. I think Scott, I could be wrong, but I think he enjoys helping Tiffany, whatever she's doing. I could be wrong, but I don't think if he didn't like it, I don't think he would be in there helping her. And I could use my little iron for this, but that's all right. Just making sure my seams are, one's going one way and one's going the other way. Do you guys stay that organized when you're sewing? I got a squeaky iron. Oh, Lori Holt tapes hers also. Yeah, I haven't ever watched the video of Lori making her project boards, but I would like to make some of those. But I think I might make them out of cardboard, because I do have cardboard. I just got to find the right cardboard box. It'd be kind of nice to have a couple of those. Well, that's a good idea. Take it with you to your guild meetings. Tiffany said he loves to help. Yeah. Hi, BJ. How are you doing? Don said, my work area looks like a tornado after just doing 2 blocks. Well, I think I stay a little kind of tidy because of where I'm at downstairs. I don't have that much room in my little sewing spot, and so I kind of, when I'm up here sewing now, that's a little different. Or you should see over there, that's a mess with the art quilt stuff. Hi, Susan. How are you doing? Hi, Marla. I have made 6 of the Lori Holt design boards. I use foam board. Yeah, I don't think I have a craft. Wait, maybe does the Dollar Tree have craft supplies like that foam board? I don't know if there's a art supply store in our town. Oh, Brenda said she uses cardboard batting and duct tape. Okay, so it does work. Great. And I have a lot of cardboard boxes for some reason. So, um, big ones too, because we get some things from Chewy and they send it in a great big box. So that one ought to be big enough. My husband saves big boxes because he breaks them down and he uses them like under the cars and stuff, either to lay on or like if there's one of the cars, my car leaks transmission oil, and so we keep cardboard underneath that, and we've tried to fix it a couple of times. So I think it needs to be driven more. That's what I think. So I'm going to try and drive it this summer. Okay, Lori said she went to the dollar store for the project boards. Going to try and make one. Well, next time I go, I'll have to go to the Dollar Tree and see if they have any. Carissa says, I have every intention of being organized, but my brain just doesn't work that way. Oh, I hate those calls too. I figured out, so you guys know I use Magic Jack. Um, so the house phone, it looks just like a regular house phone, but it's connected to a Magic Jack. But I also have it installed on my cell phone. So wherever I go, I can still get a phone call if they call the house. Well, I just learned the other day that on my cell phone, I can block phone numbers. I was getting, I got, I don't know, like 25 phone calls from, they said they were the sheriff's department or something like that, fundraiser thing. And I mean, they would not quit calling. And it was the same person every time. But the phone number was off by 1 digit or so, you know. And every time they called, I just blocked it. And so I must have got them all blocked because I haven't heard from them in a few days. I was really getting pissed. I thought, who can I call to complain about being called so many times? And I kept pushing number 9 because that's supposed to tell them to take you off the list, you know. But they kept calling me. And I felt like I was being harassed, you know. Tiffany's Rollin' Bobbins. Dawn uses the Dickens out of her boards. I think I would use them quite a bit too. That might be my next project. I think they would be really handy, especially after you get some of your blocks made to keep them laid out flat. Yeah, I got the warranty calls too. Ooh, banana nut muffins. That sounds good. Hi, Katrina. That sounds really good. I was thinking about that earlier. Banana bread. Making some banana bread. I might do it later. Really good for you. Put some raisins and walnuts in there. I like it fresh. Still kind of warm out of the oven. I mean, you got to let it sit for a few minutes, but... Yes, robocalls. They are so irritating me. Oops, I think I did that one the wrong way. Yep. Boy, I'll tell you, this iron gets hot. Hi, hi Dee, how you doing? Oh, cool. You got your fat quarter box today, the sew sampler. Did you like it? Don't tell me what's in it because I haven't gotten mine yet. Maybe tomorrow or the next day. Probably Friday. They reported on the news that they are scams. The police aren't doing that. I know. I don't fall for any of that stuff, believe me. You know, I think they get people because they say they are the police department. I'm like, I donate to my local community. So if you're not in my local community, then except for we do donate to some animal welfare society places. Or, you know, people who take care of animals. We have a couple of places up in Grangeville that do foster parenting. So they always need some help, and so I try to keep most of it local. Lori said, I think my sew sampler box is coming on Friday. That's what I think mine is too, Friday. Seems like, you know, I've been getting that box for what, 2 years now? You would think that I would be on one of the first. I've been doing videos for that long too. I mean, that's free advertisement for them, but I still get my box last. Really irritates me. And all these other people get their boxes first. Every once in a while, I'll get mine in the first shipment. Okay, those are ready. Now, the next thing I need to do is, when I sewed these, I must have sewn them wrong or twisted them wrong in the back because they don't line up where they're supposed to go. So I'm going to see what I need to fix. I got a thrift store picture frame. Replace the glass with batting covered cardboard and fit back into the frame. Oh. And oh, that's a good idea. The month is March for the Sew Sampler box. So I don't know when April's going to be out. But this box, March, that we're getting, will have the last of the block of the month. And it also should have the way to set it. So now I need to decide if I'm going to keep the Sew Sampler box or not. Kay said, I believe it's the March box. Yep. What am I making? I'm working on the Daydreams quilt from Sew Sampler January box. Yeah, you can't really see that. That's what I'm working on. So I want to figure out, either I'm going to re-iron these and press them the opposite direction. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. That'll be easier than fixing those. That shouldn't be too hard. Won't take me too long. There's going to be more seams going this way though. Sue says she's never subscribed to a monthly box. Maybe someday. For the most part, I really enjoy the Sew Sampler box. I would say probably 80% of the time I like the fabric. I don't always like the notions. Let's see, Dee says, yes, it's the March box. I think I'm going to cancel it. I like the fabric, but some things not always impressed. Yeah. I don't always like the notions that they send. I would rather get more fabric. I wish they would do more fat quarter bundles in those, you know, the little bundles. Like 8 fat quarters. That would be nice. Even if they picked them out themselves, you know. And then really, you know, I could use some sewing machine needles. I would like that. I mean, you don't hardly ever get that in your subscription boxes. If I had a box that I was selling, I'd make a point that at least every 6 months I would send needles and rotary blades. That's the other thing is what Kay said. You get behind on the projects. And I don't always like the projects I get. That's why I think I would just rather get fat quarters, because then I can use them in any project I want. You know, even the pattern that they send. And you'd have a lot of fabric left over too. Um, Melina said, I want to do that pattern, but I don't like buying patterns. Well, that pattern, are you talking about this pattern that I'm doing? They're only for the Sew Sampler box, so you can't buy them separately. Unless you go to the Sew Sampler Swap Facebook group, you can find them on there sometimes, but they're going to make you pay for them. Yeah. Well, they used to sell their patterns, but that were in the Sew Sampler box, but I guess they quit doing that. So now it's just exclusive. Does anybody don't like to iron? I don't mind the ironing. I would rather iron than cut fabric. Yes, I'm using the fabric that goes with the pattern. Yep. I can't remember who it was now. It was called Beautiful Day. Was it Corey Yoder? I can't remember. I have the tag downstairs. It doesn't say on here. It was a 12-piece Fat 8 bundle called Beautiful Day. Here's one of the blocks. It's a really pretty fabric. And then you had to get your own background and accent fabric. Yes, it was Court Yoder. Thank you. Well, sit down for a few minutes, Tiffany. Yeah, don't wear yourself out. Oh, ironing is better than squaring up blocks. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, I used to iron my dad's shirts when I was a kid. Every now and then. Or our dresses, stuff like blouses. We went to church when we were kids. And of course we dressed up for it. Lori says she just finished cutting a pattern out. This pattern? I thought I followed the ironing instructions. So you might want to watch that if you're doing this pattern. Make sure they go the way you like them. I was wore out just opening my eyes today. Oh, Tiffany. Well, you probably got wore out doing that video this morning, didn't you? Oh, okay. Laura said yes. The pattern that I'm working on. She just finished cutting all the fabric for it. Awesome. That took a while, huh? The other thing I did is I'm going to have extra blocks because I cut as much of the fabric as I could. So if I don't use them on the back, I'll make a pillow or something. Dee said, I iron all my clothes. I used to iron all my clothes in nurse white uniform. Had to keep it nice and ironed. No wrinkles. Yeah, thank goodness for scrubs now, right? My problem with subscription boxes is I feel guilty when I don't make the projects, but doesn't stop me from subscribing. But definitely only the ones she loves. I don't really feel guilty about not doing the projects. I just put the fabric, if I don't plan on doing that project, I put the fabric up on the shelf and I figure I'll have a use for it eventually. And we've gotten quite a few Corey Yoder charm packs. So you can mix and match those. Make your project bigger. That's what I did with that one that the last quilt before last that I did. That was a mix of charm packs. Let's see. I'm in Gudrid's Color Club, 5 half yards every month. I've been enjoying that. I was looking at that the other day, Brenda, thinking that looked pretty interesting. Wasn't it like I can't remember how much it was now. Melina does not like cutting. Yeah, I get tired of cutting. I need to flatten these. They are not wanting to stay. Use my little one. Okay, I'm ready to sew. Yay. Let's see. My box won't be here till Friday, but I watched. Oh, you did? Don't you like to be surprised, Marla? You watch Stephanie Stitches? You wondering what the next pattern will be in the Sew Sampler box? Yeah, me too. I do like most of their patterns. Okay, let's see. I gotta put these in the right order. What is in my clapper bag? Rice. I have a video, a couple of videos actually, on how to make those. They're a lot of fun. This one, and they're so cute. Have a handle on them. I used Tula Pink fabric, and I used 10-inch squares from the layer cake. And this took almost, oh boy, was it almost 4 pounds of rice, but it works great. Then I made the little one. Also, I did this one in a video. And it has a little under 2 pounds. Something like that. But they work really good. And I just used brown rice because I had some bags of brown rice that I didn't like. Cindy wants to know if I'm still working on cross-stitch projects. Yes, I am. I'm working on Lori Holt's, the one with the pumpkins and the sunflowers, and then it has a, I can't remember what it's called, but that's the one I'm working on right now. I do have a lot of other UFOs in the cross stitch, but I decided to just work on one at a time because it was getting out of hand. You know, I was trying to do too many. And I was like, this is going to end up just like my quilting projects. And so I'm going to change what I do with the cross stitch and only do one at a time. So I'm almost done. Well, I say almost done. I think I have about a third left to do on that one. Okay, Mary, have fun. Okay. Yeah, they're a lot of fun, and they work great. And the clapper rice bags, instead of buying the wooden clappers, plus you can also use them to stabilize your ruler, you know, when you're cutting fabric. So you have your big ruler like this down. And you can just use this bag and, you know, you won't cut yourself. Well, I can't guarantee you won't cut yourself, but, you know, it's pretty heavy. It's not really in the way, or you could use the smaller one if you want, but this one's much lighter. I would use the bigger one. Or you can make one that will fit it better, you know, that it's thinner, longer, and that would fit on the ruler better. But I use this quite a bit for holding my ruler down. It works great. Hi, Teresa. How are you doing? Yeah, so I like things that have more than one use. So, you know, I like a notion, which this, you could consider this a notion, to have more than one use. Then if I ever get tired of, also, these would make great gifts for your friends, right? Your sewing friends or whatever. Also, you could use it as a pin cushion if you wanted to, but I wouldn't put the handle on there if you're going to do that. They would make cute little pin cushions. So. Oh, okay. That's not bad, Brenda. I might have to check that out. You don't get any notions with that, do you? Just fabric? Yes, the scarecrow. That's what I was trying to think. Thank you, Cindy. It was a scarecrow in the cross stitch. Yep, with the sign. Let me see. So yeah, I named that. I made that name up. Clapper bag. Those are clapper bags. I did have something like rice bag, seam presser, blah 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 blah. I don't know what. was too long. So I just switched it to, now I just call it the clapper bag. Oh, that's an idea. I could stop getting the sew sampler box, but then just still get the specialty boxes every 3 months. That's a thought. Yeah, I didn't want to get the So Yeah one because I don't like grunge fabric. I mean, that's just me personally. I don't have anything against other people who like it. You know, I'm just not, you know, it's just not my thing, and so I didn't subscribe to that. Okay, let's see. Okay, Brenda said only fabric, but they are tone on tones. They read solid. Yeah, I watch her videos, and I do see. I saw that when she was laying those out that one the other day. And then she was doing one that was like $99, and I think that was for a special thing. I didn't get that one. Marla wants to know if I'm doing the Sew Sampler blocks, the block of the month. No, but I do have all the patterns for it. I'll save them and I'll do it later. Maybe. Yeah. I'll put them in my binder for, what are they, 9.5 inch blocks. I like to have a binder notebook that I keep certain size blocks in. So like 12.5 unfinished blocks and all the instructions on how to make that block, you know. And then if you want to do 12.5 inch blocks, you can just go to your binder and, you know, or if you want to do 9 inch blocks or whatever like that. Dee says, I love the wooden clappers. My brother made 2 different sizes for me to fit my hand. I could have my husband make me one, I know. But I like these. And they're easy to pick up. Plus, I can, like I said, they're heavy enough to be, to hold the ruler down. Yeah, I almost got that, Brenda. I thought about it real strongly. You didn't get the notification. Hi, Melissa. Designs by Juju was going to do a teaser for May files. I don't know what that is, but that's okay. You're right, Marla. That's what I like to do. Put them in sheet protectors. And what I love about getting Pat Sloan, she's so generous about giving us free patterns. And a lot of times her blocks are 12.5. And so you can mix and match those. You know, you don't have to keep them in the same design that she did, you know. So I definitely keep Pat Sloan's. Okay, so I'm going to sew for a little while. What time did I come on? Is it really almost 4 o'clock? Oh boy. Who comes on tonight? Wednesday night, 5 o'clock Pacific Standard Time is T Quilts. She comes on next. I love free patterns too, and I don't mind printing them either. But I usually, right now I'm out of printer ink, so I've just been saving them on my laptop. T comes on at 5, and the other one comes on at 5:30. And I'm not sure, but I think T stays on for an hour on Wednesday. Is that right, Brenda? Do you remember? Or Tiffany? Or Saturday just an hour? Yeah. Well, just try to rest, Tiffany. It will say, it should say rice bag, at least. I'll go look. I also, I think I might have made a playlist for it. Maybe not. Let me go look and see if I can find it. Oh, it didn't do it just in mine, darn it. Oh, here's somebody else's. Did rice bags out of purses. That's kind of cute. There's a Japanese rice bag. Oh, the other thing you can do with these rice bags is you can still put them in the microwave and heat them up and put them on your back or your shoulder or whatever. See, it would fit here like this. Heat it up a little bit. Yeah. Dee said she made some rice bags for heat and knees and back. Yeah, and you can use these for that too. Like, oh, wouldn't that feel good on your back, all heated up? Like, we'd put it in the microwave for a few minutes and heat it up, and then lay sort of on my stomach, and have the hubby put it on my sore back. Ooh, that'd be nice. Cotton thread. What? I used brown rice, whole rice, not minute rice. And the only reason why I used brown rice was because I got a bunch of it that I didn't like, and so I didn't want to just throw it away. And you can't throw it out for the birds, so I thought I just leave it in the sewing room here, and whenever I have a project like this, then I can use it up. Okay, this one got out of order. Oh, there we go. That right there. Hi, Donna. I am feeling quite a bit better, thank you. I am working on the Daydreams quilt from the Sew Sampler box. Just got done pressing, doing a bunch of pressing, and I'm going to start sewing. But if I'm going to stay on, which I don't mind because I'm going to sew for a while. So if you guys want to stay on with me, that's cool. But I'm going to have to take a little break. Oh, use cotton thread if you want to put it in the microwave. Yep. Don't use poly thread in the microwave. It'll catch fire. Yeah, I don't use poly thread. Yeah, most of my thread for sewing is all cotton, so. But thank you for the reminder. Or put in the freezer. Yeah, heat or put in the freezer. I was thinking I should make some small ones, thin little rice packs, and then I can microwave them and put them in my coat pocket in the wintertime when I'm going for a walk. That would be really nice. Keep your hands warm. Or tuck them down into your gloves. Okay, Dawn, that's fine. Somebody's got to cook dinner. It might as well be you. Okay, I'm just kind of looking back. Yes, Moda has a lot of free patterns too. Robert Kaufman, Quilt Treasures, and Wilmington. There's a lot of free patterns out there. And plus, you know, all these panels that we all have, and we're all trying to figure out what to do with them. If you have the name of the panel, the company, go over onto their website and look it up. Sometimes they have free patterns that go with that panel. So you can check those out. Ooh, that sounds good. Dee had shrimp garlic with pasta and broccoli. Dee, you're always eating good stuff. Okay. All right, you guys, I'm going to take a short break and I will be right back. If anybody comes on and wondering where I'm at, just let them know. And then I'll do some sewing. Okay, I'm back. All right, let's do some sewing. Half yard, huh? You said you got 5 half-yard cuts? That's pretty good. Talking to Brenda. I'm pretty sure that's what she said. Okay. I'm going to double check my Yep, got plenty. My bobbin. Nothing like getting going and then all of a sudden you have no bobbin. Okay. Just kind of raise you up just a little bit. Yeah, that's not too bad. Okay, Kathy. Hi, Brandy. How are you doing today? Stara said, I can still hear my home economics teacher repeatedly saying, gotta use cotton, covered polyester thread. Hi, Lori. Just waking up, Brandy says. Okay, this is what I'm working on. Working on the Daydreams quilt. Everything's pressed and ready to go. Well, I think I'm going to put the blocks together since I have those ready. Nice and pressed. Boy, I used a lot of starch on these, I'll tell you what. They're pretty stiff. Just to kind of make sure everything stays lined up. When I was sewing the units together downstairs, I left the string in the middle, so I didn't break that, so that kind of helps hold it together where I don't really have to pin. Otherwise, I'd be pinning. And the only seam on these that you have to line up is the one right in the middle. So that's kind of nice. And I just want to make sure that's stained. No, I pinned when I did these. You know, when I put all these little pieces together, I pinned. But now that I'm at this point, and I only have that center one to line up, that thread kind of keeps those together, so I don't really feel like I need to pin. Only pin when I feel like I need to. So, and I like the back seam to be going facing towards me and the top seam away from me. That way when I'm sliding it through, that back seam won't flip up on me. But you just still, as you're feeding it through, you just want to make sure your top seam is nice and flat and goes under your under your dog's presser foot. That's what I'm trying to say. Something, whatever it's called. The thingamajigger. But hi, Lori. Hi, Stephanie. How are you doing? So I'll show you, I'll grab one of those other units and show you what I mean. And then I just make sure that the top is lined up and the bottom is lined up. cut that one. Okay, so I'll do this unit here. This is a unit, this is a unit. So I'll put those together. And those aren't really any seams to line up there either. So I just making sure. Now I already checked that everything is measured properly, you know, meaning that they're the same size unit. And I'll just get that started. And then I line up my bottom. I just go for a few minutes, a couple of stitches, line up the bottom, and I'm still holding on to the bottom as I'm going along. Okay, now I'll grab the bottom part of the unit, of the block, which is these two, and put those two together. Now these seams do line up in the center, so I'll line these up. And the bottom seam, or the seam in the back, is towards me, and the top one is away from me. And I'm really close to the first unit I sewed. There's maybe a thread or two separating it. When I get to the middle with my needle, then I double check my bottom here and make sure it's still lined up nice and neat. Now normally I would keep on sewing all those units together, but because I wanted to show you, so these two are still connected. I don't cut that thread. I would go ahead, and what I was doing earlier was pressing them. I would go ahead and press them while they're still connected. So I'll just finger press it. So now I pressed that seam away from me, and then this seam's going to be towards me. And then I put them together, and that keeps the units all together, and it just helps it stay lined up, that extra thread that you have holding those together. So I'm not going to do this one right now because it'll get me out of alignment where I was. I'm doing better today. Thank you. Oh, Kay finally found the rice bag video. Thank you, Kay. Yeah, I kind of quit looking. If it didn't come up right away, I just, like, well, I figured they could go search for it. But that was nice of you. Thank you. Okay. So I just want to make sure I'm all lined up still. That flipped over on me, so just lift my foot up and push that seam forward. I don't like, that's one thing that bothers me, is getting tangled seams. I don't like that. You know what I mean? Okay. I can't wait to see this up on the design board. Hi, Gay. How are you doing? And you can feel with your fingers if they're nested right. I like keeping that string in between because it keeps the pairs matched up, you know. They don't get all mixed up. Anybody make progress in their sewing room today? Okay, bye, Dawn. Have a great night. I'll see you later. Oh, you haven't? Kay says she hasn't sewed since we did the panel. That sucks. Have you been getting any gardening work done? Getting outside doing anything? Make sure my center's right. Too cold to garden. Yeah. I was thinking about it today. If the sun would have been shining on my flower bed, I would have cleaned it out, but it was in the shade. And I didn't really want to be in the shade. It would have been too cold. But it does need to be cleaned up a little bit. My peonies and stuff are already coming up. And my rhubarb, it's coming up. But when I was going around cleaning up the doggy poo today, I noticed a whole bunch of mouse trails and holes on the lower end of our yard. And we have like 3 new trees planted down there. And I'm worried. I hope they don't eat the roots. My husband will be really upset. I didn't notice they were there until the snow left. So they had the their little trails under the snow, but there's quite a few holes. So they're the ground squirrels or guinea or little piggies. I don't know. They have all kinds of different names. They're not like regular mice. They're pretty big, you know, like not as big as a groundhog, but okay. Oh, went to see your sister for Easter? Awesome. 22 days of school left. Oh, yay. I bet you're looking forward to day 23 or day 22. Oh, wow. That you would get a lot of scraps doing that, Brenda. Brenda has a lot of scraps. Are some nurses that have hospital gowns for Doctors Without Borders. They bring their scraps to our guild, knowing no one else wants them. So Brenda gets them. Well, that's a good deal. We have people in my sewing guild too that'll bring in fabric scraps for whoever wants them. Hi, Robin. Sorry, I didn't see you come in. Oh, voles. Yeah, voles. We got voles too. These are pretty big holes like that. But Brandon was telling me yesterday when he was taking the dogs for a walk, just right over here, we have some piping laying down out there, and he was picking it up and standing it up, and Annie, the dog, the chocolate lab, she just went nuts. There was a mouse or a vole under there, and she was just going crazy trying to get it. Dig, 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 dig. Well, I guess it jumped out of a different hole, and Brandon was trying to get her attention to go, telling her it went that way, you know, it went that way. And Willa happened to be there too, and the vole ran into the snow pile that was out there, where Willa just happened to be not that far away, and Willa ran over and she put her foot down on the mouse and held it there until Annie came over, and then Annie Brandon said it was pretty funny, and then Annie, of course, you know, that was the end of that mouse. They had a lot of fun. Hi, Sue Smith again. She's play. Oops, looks like I'm spinning a little. Well, hi, Sean. How are you doing? Not spinning there? Okay, must just been my other device then. Thank you, Melissa. Good, good. I'm glad. What are you working on today? Let's see. No, they're not rabbits. They're those. I'll try and get a picture. Around here they call them ground squirrels. because they're as big as a squirrel, you know, and they live in the ground. Uh, some people call them prairie dogs. That's another name for them. And they make, you know, they live in big groups. I think they're really cute, but they're destructive. They will eat the roots of your trees, especially a new tree. So I'm pretty worried about having them down there. I need to get some, well, my friend said to put spearmint down the hole, but I think peppermint would probably work too. Or you can take cotton balls and put ammonia on them and drop them down the holes. Or some people do. The neighbor, because he has a lot over there, and then his horses are always getting their foot, you know, can get their foot in the hole, so he's always going around and shooting them. I feel bad about that, but, you know, what are you going to do? Hi, Paula. How are you doing? Hi, Patricia. I bet that was fun going to see your sister. I need to take a run over and see my sister, too. Maybe when Brandon's changing the tires on the truck. He got 2 done before the snow hit again, and now it's been sitting out there with the back tires with regular tires on it, and the front had snow tires on it still, and they're different size tires, so I didn't really want to drive it anywhere like that. I mean, I could have gone just down to the store or post office, but I don't want to drive very far like that at all. But he's getting them done today. Let's see. Ooh, boy. I missed a bunch. I think prairie dog is the right name for him. Sue is sewing on the Catherine Carey 365 quilt. Oh my goodness. She started it in 2018. Her husband picked it out and bought the fabric. That sounds like fun. Dee said to Sean, I never ended up going to the Quilt Expo in New Hampshire. I heard it was mobbed from one quilter at my retreat. Ugh. Yeah, Heather says a horse with a broken leg is a dead horse. Yep. Right, Heather. That's what he thinks. So, you know, I don't blame him. You know, his horses run through the fields and stuff. He doesn't want them getting in the hole, breaking their leg. So, I don't blame him for it at all. I just wish the little ground squirrels would go live someplace else. but they like it right there because it gets sun. It's an awesome spot, so that's where they like it. Smoke bombs. Then you can tell where their runs are. Do what you need to do. We've also run a horse full blast at very least the grassroots. You have a headache. That's not good, Colleen. Oh, cool, Brandy. She's all signed up for her first sewing retreat at the end of May. Where are you going? That sounds like fun. Melissa, she cut a ton of fabric with her circuit today. She managed to kill it. Oh no, Melissa. And then she saved it, so that's good. Oh man. Oh, that's Red Rock Canyon here in Oklahoma. That sounds like fun. Is it a weekend retreat, or how many days do you get? They're really piling up there. Ooh. I should be able to have this up on the design wall tomorrow. I keep going at it. Take the rest of those units downstairs and work on them tonight. In between cooking dinner and stuff. Yeah, I'm still here. I decided to sew for a little while, Wendy. Yep, assembly line piecing. It's a lot faster. Oh, Brother Scan and Cut would be nice. Because you can cut other things. Three days, 2 nights. Sounds like fun. One of our quilt stores over in Kuski, Idaho, is building a retreat center. And they're hoping to have it done by the end of this year. So it might be available by next year for retreats. So that would be awesome. I love her quilt store over there. I love when I can chain piece too. Oh, you're making the circuit cry? Oh no, Brandy. Well, that's gonna suck. She said it ends Sunday around noonish, and she's got to work that night. That won't be fun. Okay, let's try this little gizmo. I haven't used this yet. Willa, Daddy's calling you. I think he's going to take her for a walk. Usually goes twice a day. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. I would have hollered at him, but he wouldn't have heard me, so no sense hollering. He's really getting deaf. He's going to go get a hearing test thing, and I'm going to make him get some hearing aids. I think the doctor talked him into it, so we'll see. He really needs them. One ear, just he can barely hear out of one ear now, and the other one he can barely is bad too. But he said just one day, all of a sudden, he couldn't hear the TV anymore from one ear. You know, from both ears. Whatever. So, anyway, we had the doctor check his ears, inside his ears and all that, but she didn't see anything, so that's how it goes sometimes. You lose the next tone, you know. He will be much happier if he gets some hearing aids, and I will be happier too, because he can't understand what I'm saying. If I talk in a low voice, you know, he can hear me. But the tones that he can't hear are like from a woman's voice, you know, those tones. The high-pitched tones are the ones that usually go first. So sometimes when I really want to tell him something, I'll start talking like this. And he'll hear me just fine. So, all right. So now, wow, I got those done. Got all those blocks done. Now I have to just press them so they can stay up here with the iron. And then I think I will take these other ones downstairs, and so the rest of these units here downstairs. Oh, Brandy has a live in the morning. Okay. Okay. Hi, JB. How's it going? Sorry, I didn't mean to yawn. Getting tired, I guess. Yeah, I think he'll be a lot happier with some. Yeah, for the dog. He was calling for the dog. Take her for a walk. He takes them in the morning and then again in the afternoon. Usually. And sometimes I go with him if the weather's not too bad. If the wind is blowing at all and it's cold, I don't like doing it because it makes me cold all the way through. But if it's cold and the wind is not blowing, then I might go. Hi, Scrunchkins. How's it going? Yeah, I haven't seen you here for a while. And okay, and Melissa doesn't know. Melissa's live is Friday morning. I learned that today. Yeah, I think I got a lot done. Hi, Natalie. How are you doing? more than I normally get done. I usually don't get much done on the lives. I'm doing okay. I've been on here for 2.5 hours. I'm getting tired now. Time for my lay down. Colleen has a headache. Brenda said, my man is deaf also. I finally just started texting him. Oh, that's a good idea. But my husband doesn't have a cell phone, so if it's something he really needs to know. I could just send him an email. He does do emails. Yeah, you missed the first 2 hours. Sorry. I didn't schedule this. I was feeling good. I didn't come on yesterday because I wasn't feeling good. So, I was feeling all right. So I thought, what the heck? I'm going to sew these anyway and iron these. I'll just go live. 11 o'clock Eastern time. So 8 o'clock Pacific Standard. Okay. That's what time Brandy's going to go on. Bye, Sue. Have a great night. Yeah, I'm going to get off here too, so. You like surprise lives? Yay, surprise. Yeah, Sean does a weekly podcast, he calls it. Comes on, I think he downloads it, or it comes on Sunday morning. I think it usually comes on around 9 o'clock my time, which is Pacific Standard Time. Oh my goodness. What's for dinner? Natalie wants to know. Gay said she's sick of the rain. The lake is coming up 6 inches a day. Not good. Where are you at, Gay? Natalie. Oh, Natalie, I want to know what you did with the leftovers from the crock pot. Or did you guys eat all of that in one meal? Or did you have leftovers and what'd you make with it? So what I'm having for dinner tonight, I'm having steak, and then I bought some mushrooms, fresh mushrooms. I'm going to saute mushrooms and asparagus and yellow pepper. I really like that. It's really good. And might do a baked potato tonight. That sounds good. And a baked potato. And it's deer steak. It's actually backstrap, the best part of the deer. Oh, wow. It was, okay, Natalie says it was pulled beef with Italian peppers. We do have some leftovers, but it fed the crew. Awesome. Yeah, I had leftover pork, And so I'm saving it for barbecued pork sandwiches. I don't eat okra. I'm not doing okra. No. Just mushrooms, asparagus, and yellow peppers sauteed together with some garlic. And then the deer meat I cut up into pieces. And then I put garlic powder over them. And then I pound them with a mallet. And then I coat them in flour that has salt and pepper in it. And then I cook it in bacon grease. Yeah, it's really healthy. I'm surprised you never heard of okra, Natalie. That's okay. Let's see. So good. Who needs help? That's right. Well, bacon grease is actually the best way to cook, in my opinion, to cook game meat. Hi, Sherry. Sherry loves okra. Yeah, you can get it in the frozen section. Um, I never really heard of okra either until my mother-in-law, but she's from Tennessee, and she used to make gumbo soup and stuff like that. And that's when I had it. I didn't mind it in the gumbo soup. It was okay. But just to eat it, I grew it one year, and I didn't like it at all. As a regular vegetable. But I guess in soup it would be okay. And I think it's kind of like a thickener when you use it in the soup. Oh, Sherry said her mother grew it in the garden when she was growing up, so she's eaten it all her life. I love green beans. Green beans are my favorite. Northern New York. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. It's already 4:36 my time. So, thank you so much for joining me today. It was great seeing all of you, and I really appreciate your time that you spend with me. Be sure and give me a thumbs up, okay? And make sure you're subscribed. Hit the bell. Select all notifications so you'll get notified when I go live. Typically, my normal time live is Sunday at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. And I come on periodically during the week when I'm feeling good and, feel like talking. There's that. So, all right. I'll say goodbye to everybody. And I'll see you next time. And maybe I'll see you over at Tees later tonight. Take care, everybody. Go make something. Bye.